It was no ordinary arrival. You unexpectedly gained a hundredfold boost system, and from then on embarked on your glorious life. In your previous life, you were betrayed by your girlfriend, left to wander the streets, and eventually died in despair. Reborn, you are absolutely determined to avenge your past life. The arrival system activated. System binding successful. Congratulations, host, you have acquired the hundredfold boost system. From now on, start your glorious life. You jolted upright in bed, covered entirely in a cold sweat. I'm fine. You clearly remembered being betrayed by your most trusted girlfriend in the apocalypse, and now you've actually been reborn. But what the hell was shocking was, there was only less than half an hour until the apocalypse broke out. After finally being reborn, the apocalypse was set to arrive in just half an hour. Isn't this messing with me? If you had just a little more time, you could have gathered millions in supplies and lived comfortably until a natural death. Now only half an hour remained, and it was 5 a.m. Where am I supposed to get supplies? Just then, you suddenly felt a white light flash in your mind, and in boundless space appeared before your eyes. Congratulations, host, you have gained spatial ability. Host, please store as many supplies as possible. Spatial ability? A look of wild joy spread across your face. You clearly remembered that in your previous life, as time passed, plants and animals gradually began to mutate, and ability users also started appearing among humans. Spatial ability was one of the most popular powers. However, spatial abilities were usually only a few square meters. One as vast as this, with no apparent boundaries, was simply unheard of. With this space, why would I ever worry about supplies? Unfortunately, the first disaster is acid rain. The first acid rain of the apocalypse would only last for about 3 days. After that would be continuous heavy rain for several months, and it would take at least half a month for the acidity of the rain to be completely cleared. That means I must prepare half a month's worth of living supplies. Thinking this, you frantically rummaged through your room and finally found half a case of water, a case of instant noodles, self-heating snail noodles, a box of lunch meat. You placed your hand on a case of instant noodles and moved it. The entire case of instant noodles instantly disappeared from its spot, appearing in your system space. Item detected. Do you want to boost the item? Yes. Item boost successful. Congratulations, you have received a 100-fold reward. Items stored in the space can be boosted by 100 times. This really isn't a hallucination. You eagerly put all the other food into the space. Without exception, all these items were boosted 100 times. Looking at the space filled with supplies, your heart was filled with a sense of security. However, the somewhat absurd part was, items that had already been boosted by the space could not be boosted again. Otherwise, a few days would be enough for you to open a supermarket. You suddenly remembered a few more important items. You found some outdoor survival gear, climbing ropes, moisture-proof mats. These were all prepared when you went camping with your girlfriend last time. You never expected your girlfriend would sneak into someone else's tent when the flood disaster strikes. These things could save lives. I wonder if these things can be boosted. You dragged the inflatable raft out from the closet. An uninflated inflatable raft could be directly stuffed into a backpack. If the quantity could be increased 100-fold, then you wouldn't have to worry about wear and tear at all. You used the same old method to send the inflatable raft into the space. Item detected? Do you want to upgrade the item? Upgrade? It seems the system space has more than one function. Upgrade? Item upgrade successful. Congratulations, you have acquired an enhanced assault boat. Energy consumption reduced by 100%. Speed increased by 200%. Durability increased by 500%. Looking at the upgraded inflatable raft, your eyes widened. You then sent all the remaining items into the space. The tent and moisture-proof mat also gained sun protection and could withstand ultra-low temperatures of -100 degrees Celsius. What kind of heaven-defying black technology is this? Just then, a deafening lightning bolt ripped across the sky. Soon, acid rain poured down from above. This acid rain carried strong toxicity and was fatal upon contact. Your phone suddenly vibrated with a new message displayed on the screen. You saw it was from Shen Mengran. Darling, it's raining so heavily outside. It seems we won't be able to go out today for 520. But don't forget the gift you promised to give me. Looking at the message content, a cold sneer appeared on your face. Shen Mengren was your girlfriend for almost 3 months. And also, the main culprit who killed you in your previous life. This woman was not only manipulative, but also a complete gold digger. You never expected Shen Mengren had secretly hooked up with a rich second-generation heir. The woman you hadn't even touched in 3 months. That rich second-generation heir managed to get with her in just 2 days. Today was 520. And you had promised to give Shen Mengren an LV mahjong bag. Who knew the apocalypse would suddenly arrive? But if you couldn't give her an LV, you were preparing to give Shen Mengren another big gift. Thinking this, you replied with a message. I'm coming down to find you now. She lived with her 2 university roommates. Last night, you bought over 500 yuan worth of fresh ingredients and delivered them to her? In your previous life, they all relied on these supplies to get through the first half month. This time, you had no intention of letting them off easy. The apocalypse suddenly descended. You knocked on your girlfriend's and her roommate's door. Your girlfriend shared a rented apartment with 2 close friends. Not long after, the door opened, and Shen Mengren appeared before you. Looking at the woman before you, your heart was filled with murderous intent. In your previous life, if not for Shen Mengren, you wouldn't have lived without dignity like a dog for 3 years in the apocalypse. In this life, you would return everything you suffered tenfold. Why are you coming down at this hour? Yesterday, I bought some groceries. It was a hassle, so I just sent them all here to you guys. Since I was already awake anyway, I figured I'd take the stuff back before work. Such heavy rain, and you're still going to work? Well, you go get them yourself, I'm going back to sleep. After you entered the kitchen, you didn't care what was what, you collected all the ingredients into your system space. Looking at the empty kitchen and refrigerator, you then left with a swagger. When Shen Mengren and the others woke up, they would know what true misery in the apocalypse felt like. After returning to your residence, you began to take inventory of your supplies. After the hundredfold boost from the space, it was enough to eat for at least 1 or 2 years. The acid rain poured down outside, while you took another nap. When you woke up, you found over a dozen missed calls and several text messages. You opened them to see they were from Shen Mengren, Zhao Tizhu. Are you insane? You took all the food from the kitchen. The acid rain outside is extremely deadly. I can't go out now. You took everything. What are we going to eat today? Now I order you to bring all the food back to me immediately. Otherwise, we're breaking up. Reading the text messages from Shen Mengren, you typed a reply in an excellent mood. Honey, aren't you and your girlfriends on a diet recently? I took the stuff for your own good. Shen Mengren's face almost turned green with rage after receiving your message. Is this guy crazy? This was Shen Mengren's roommate, Wang Jiayi, and Zhang Wen complaining. Mengren, I'm starving to death. Go find Tizhu quickly and get the food back. We can't just go without food, can we? I think your new boyfriend isn't all that great. He's stingy about a few hundred yuan. And you still expect him to give you an LV today? Most likely, he'll just make an excuse to blow you off. I'm just playing around with him. Once I get the LV, I'll find an excuse to dump him next week. After much internal struggle, Shen Mengren still decided to go find you. 10 minutes later, she knocked on your door. Tizhu, open the door quickly. Return everything you took today, Shen Mengren. I know you're very hungry right now, but you must control yourself. Didn't you say you wanted to successfully lose weight? Who the hell wants to lose weight? I'm starving to death right now. Just then, Shen Mengren saw you slide a bank card under the door. Darling, take this card and spend whatever you want. There's 500,000 yuan in it. If you can lose weight down to 80 caddies, approximately 88 pounds, I'll give you another 500,000 yuan. In reality, this card only had 50 cents. In the apocalypse, money was just paper. 500,000 yuan? If I lose weight to 80 caddies, you'll really give me another 500,000 yuan? She was already 85 caddies, approx 93.5 pounds. Losing weight to 80 caddies wouldn't be easy at all. Of course. I've never told you this, but actually, I like thin girls. Sure enough, when Shen Mengren heard this, she immediately became as energetic as if she had been injected with chicken blood. Darling, don't worry, I will definitely lose weight to 80 caddies and appear beautifully before you again. After saying that, Shen Mengren left contentedly, completely forgetting the purpose of her visit. Shen Mengran happily returned to her room. Seeing her come back empty-handed, Wang Jiayi and Zhang Wen were dumbfounded. Mengran, where's the food? Why did you come back like this? My darling wants to urge me to lose weight. He took the food for my own good. He also gave me 500,000 yuan. I'll withdraw the money once the rain stops. You're kidding, right? That guy is willing to give you 500,000 yuan? How can I believe that? He wouldn't dare lie to me. How has he treated me these past 2 years? You haven't seen it yourselves? He even promised to add my name to the property deed after we get married. Of course, I definitely won't marry him. He's not worthy. Your parents died in a car accident in high school, leaving behind a house and over $1 million in insurance money, but that's far from being truly wealthy. So what do we do?